vehicles wrongfully impounded to approach the State Police Command and reclaim their vehicles. Speaking with correspondent Emeka Otuka, the professor of culture warned that any continued detention of vehicles despite the suspension would lead to legal action against the police.
Anybody whose property was impounded was had that property wrongfully impounded, and they are entitled to their claim because they were unlawfully impounded. As at the date that the police was going ahead with enforcement, the court had already ordered them not to. So everything done to anybody who suffered any damage, suffered that much damage unlawfully, and is entitled to reclaim it. If they fail to release whatever vehicle they see, then the person is entitled to sue the police, because the police will be liable to them in damages.
Okay, so thanks to Professor Wonkocha for saying that. But I need to also add, because failing to release the vehicle is one thing. If you go there and they say you should bring money, also sue the police. As a matter of fact, inform a lawyer ahead of going to get it. Because now the IG has said that the enforcement is suspended. That means that cars will not be impounded. So if yours has already been impounded based on that directive, which is, by the way, backed by a court order, which was earlier not known about. Now that we know about the court order, everyone involved, including the police that was a part of the suit in the first place, is now aware. When you go, and again, the fact that you're going to go and get your vehicle thanks to this order doesn't mean you talk to the police officers anyhow, you conduct yourself anyhow. No. Go there, be as civil as possible, in line with the directive, which is backed by a court order. I'm here to collect my car that was impounded, because the enforcement is not supposed to be. And they should be able to give it to you. So if they don't give you, like the professor has said, legal action. If they also say, oh, God, drop something, legal action. Very important. Thank you for your cooperation. Now we go from that to INEC. Some political leaders and analysts in River State have been talking about how the outgoing chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, performed after 8 years in office. The former chairman of the Labour Party in River State, Favour Ruben, said Nigerians lost trust in INEC under Professor Yakubu's leadership. Mr. Ruben said many promises made to opposition parties were not kept.
He has never been treating opposition fairly. On the 2023, that everybody should come out to do election. That's going to be free, fair, and credible, and that there will be electronic transmission of result. And we came out with all our heart to find in that result, only for us to discover that the man was deceiving us. He now brought one English. He said there was a glitch. He has never been fair to Nigeria. We won election in River State in all the places, but INEC, led by Mahmood, frustrate all the election of people.
All right, you heard the man, and we're going from there. Oh my, I had that just in front of me. Apologies for that. Okay, I'm back. Speaking as well, the spokesperson of the Emeka Beke-led faction of the APC in River State, Darlington Woju, told correspondents Obi Oruwari that the outgoing INEC chairman left behind serious challenges that made people lose confidence in the commission.
Part of the challenges that he has left behind is the fact that the INEC has to build public trust and confidence. You must have to have a situation where there is public trust, there is confidence in the umpire to deliver, to declare what has actually been harvested from the field.
But Mr. Woju agreed that Professor Yakubu brought in some ideas during his time as chairman.
However, the period under Professor Mahmood saw the introduction of some innovative ideas and the introduction of the bimodal accreditation system, that's the BVAS, and the INEC result viewing portal, the IREP. So these are technological innovations that could be built upon in order to ensure grow public confidence and ensure greater participation.
Okay. Now, moving on from that, a political analyst from Uniport, Dr. Obi Nawadim, says people's opinions about Professor Yakubu's time in office differ based on their viewpoints. Dr. Nawadim, who teaches political science and administrative studies, said the commission did not meet the public's expectation during the 2023 general election, but the national honor could be seen as the president's way of appreciating Yakubu's service.
the president giving him that honor, I think he sees it from the fact that as a public officer, he has served out his term, 8 years in a public office as a chairman of INEC. From that official perspective, deserves some level of honor. But whether he has performed well or not, there are mixed feelings, mixed reactions over how he performed, particularly with the turn of the 2023 elections.
All right. And from that to who would need to be the next INEC chair, the spokesperson of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, in the state, Lucky Manigila, is advising President Tinubu to pick the next INEC chairman from the South-South or Southeast to promote fairness in government appointments.
We expect that Mr. President will appoint someone that is not from the north or from the west, probably from the south-south or from the southeast. So we are looking at a situation whereby someone from the south-south or from the southeast will be appointed. And the person should not be a politician. The person should be someone that is open to serve Nigerians holistically. I'm not someone that is going to come and begin to take instructions from the executives and will begin to rig elections in this country.
All right. So they've told the president to please appoint from the south-south or the southeast. And usually these conversations are not supposed to be necessary because I'm a big fan of merit. But ethnicity is a very big factor in Nigeria. You might want to be civil, objective, you want to be patriotic, nationalistic. But no matter how you choose to deny it, the tribe, the clan, the language, the ethnicity of the person in power, whether at the federal, local, or whatever level, seems to be of immense importance to Nigerians. That my brother is from here and he's the one in this office. For some reason, it is fulfilling for me. Now, different news platforms are breaking the news that the president has nominated Amu Pitan as the new INEC chairman. I'm certain that would, of course, make our own bulletin, and eventually Nigerians will get to know the identity of the new INEC chair if he goes through all of the screening and all of that. But that is what it is for Yakubu. Many people say that he frustrated their existence as opposition political parties in Nigeria. We go from that to the House of Representatives rejecting claims portraying Nigerian security challenges as religiously motivated or state-sponsored. Lawmakers took this stance after a bill was introduced in the U.S. Congress seeking to label Nigeria a country of particular concern over alleged violations of religious freedom. The House directed relevant agencies, including the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to submit evidence countering those allegations. Lawmakers insist Nigeria is not facing a religious crisis and want swift diplomatic engagement to ensure the U.S. bill does not gain ground. It follows earlier statements by the federal government dismissing genocide claims against Christians as false, divisive, and a misrepresentation of the country's security situation. Now, CAN, the Christian Association of Nigeria, says many Christian communities have come under repeated attacks, leading to several deaths. CAN President Daniel Okor is urging security agencies to act swiftly to stop the killings and protect all citizens. The statement comes after U.S. Senator Ted Cruz accused Nigerian officials of ignoring or enabling attack on Christians. CAN says cries for justice are often met with delay or denial and is calling for urgent and transparent action to protect vulnerable communities and bring perpetrators to justice. Okay. So, as always, we will be asking about the veracity of the claims by the U.S. Is it true that there is religious intolerance in the country? Is it true that Nigeria is labeled a religious violator? Of course, the position the government has taken through the reps is a position any government, whether guilty or innocent, should take. You try to debunk it and say, no, that's not how we are. Because no country wants to be labeled a religious violator. To imagine that people's rights are violated based on religion, based on the name they call God, based on their form of worship, is not good for any country. But, as always, I like to look at a picture bigger than the one painted in the news. And the bigger picture is that the argument is not about violence and killings, but the motive about it, behind it rather. Now, Nigeria is trying to defend itself, stating that religiously motivated killings do not happen in the country. But the big question is there any kind of killing that happens? The answer to that is a very big yes. And this is not demarketing anybody. Benue, Plateau, and different states have been plagued by different forms of killing. And you see, insecurity is insecurity. The motive is just decoration. If you and I build a house, the motive behind insecurity is like the color of the paint. I say, I want to paint mine white. You say, no, you like brown. But they are houses nonetheless. And insecurity has been colored by many different tags, monikers in Nigeria. In the north, it's terrorists and bandits. In the southeast, it's unknown gunmen. In the south, it's kidnapping. And parts of the west as well. And there are killer headers in every part of the country. So as long as there is insecurity and people are killed in this country, in numbers that the media have lost count of, and in ways that the presidency has to react and find ways to, the president has to go and visit and come out, it is difficult for you to now defend the country and say, these particular killings are not of a religious nature. Yes, we do have killings, which we are working on. But the people that were killed is not because they are Christian or Muslim. It doesn't matter. Because as long as there are killings, there is a problem. As long as insecurity exists, anybody can allege anything. Because those who have lost family members are bereaved. What made the person die is not as important as the idea that the person should not be dead. Whether it is headers trying to collect farmland or cow we want to eat, it doesn't matter. The fact that if you look at Nigeria, in different parts of the country, people are killed for reasons that investigation and analysis would eventually reveal already makes Nigeria's case difficult to prove. So the big picture is to fix insecurity. The US can say what they need to, but they can attempt to back it up by something. Maybe tomorrow they can say, oh, we are sorry, it wasn't really religious, but are people dying? Yes. If we did not have insecurity problems as mainstream as they are in this country, House of Rep members will not need to respond to the US. It's the citizens themselves that would call out the US. Yes. If Nigeria was safe, they wouldn't need to respond. Social media will be on fire right now, and ordinary Nigerians would call out the government of the US. I say, don't say that about my country. But guess what? They can say it because there's a crisis. Our argument now is, no, it's not religious. We are doing what we can do, but it's not religious. The people that are dying, it's not because of what they worship. It's just something else. Now you can see how frustrating that is. So we do need to fix our security. Finally, the police have arrested 12 suspects over the Arise TV anchor's death. The FCT Police Command arrested 12 suspects linked to the killing of the Arise News staff member, Somtochukwu Maduagu, and a security guard, Barnabas Danlami, during a robbery attack in Abuja. Arise Television, in a post on its website on Thursday, said the arrest followed an operation led by the Scorpion Squad under the FCT command based on intelligence provided by forensics firm Giga Forensics. According to Arise, the Commissioner of Police FCT Command ordered a manhunt for the suspects after the September 29, 2025 attack at Unique Apartment in Gashiri Village, Katampe District, which occurred around 3:30 a.m. And the statement said operatives of the Scorpion Squad, led by ACP Victor Godfrey, arrested the suspects following actionable digital and reconstructive intelligence provided by Giga Forensics, a subsidiary of a company which is mentioned here. Now, this is a good one for a lot of reasons. This is a Nigeria we want to see happen. I'm glad that there is the deployment of technology for this. That is amazing. Well done, Nigeria Police Force. Again, like I always say, and those who listen to the show know, when you do well, we tell you well done. When you don't, we tell you whatever's on the other side. And this was quick. This incident happened on the 29th of September. Today is the 9th, right? So in the corridors of 1 week, there are suspects already. Let's also expedite the process to ensure that they have their day in court and justice is served. We are also asking that ordinary Nigerians, and while I'm not taking away from what happened to the Arise TV staff, right? Ordinary Nigerians also die like this, who may not work in a TV station, may not be known, relevant, or as prominent as the person who passed on. Let them also get this kind of response from the police, from security agencies. Now, I understand, right, being a media practitioner, how Arise backed this because of the coverage, because of the relevance that they gave it. It made national headlines and the country took this seriously. As I'm certain any media house, whether it's Nigerian Info, Wazobia, or any radio station or TV station in this state, would take an assault on their staff or even the killing just as seriously and use the one tool they have, which is the publicity, the voice. But there are many people who are not in those positions that may not have a media house behind them to publicize the unjust killing. And I don't want to ruin the well done that we've given to the police by saying, you know what, you might not work as hard. But it's important that every Nigerian gets this kind of response, regardless of who they are, who they know, who they don't know, who their father is, where they work or not work. It's important that if anybody is a victim of an armed robbery attack and they die, the commissioner of police of that state also swift action as quick, and we have suspects in less than a week, just like this. So please, the Nigeria Police Force, continue, consolidate on this good work, and let Nigerians be proud, so that statement, police is your friend, will not sound like gossip or rumor. It will be a statement of fact. Okay, this second applause seemed like it was longer than the first. It's time for you to be a part of the conversation. The big stories. Political parties in River State say INEC lost trust under Yakubu's leadership. The breaking news is that it seems that a new INEC chair has been nominated by the president. We'll of course, get to that, and I'm sure it will make our news. House of Rep members reject the US's bill labeling Nigeria a religious violator, and the police have arrested 12 suspects over the Arise TV anchor's death. The numbers are call 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Please turn off your radio as you call. Hello, Chinedu. Emeka Beke is very correct. The outgoing INEC chairman left wounds yet to heal in the heart of Nigerians. Thank God posterity is always on time to judge corrupt individuals. My opinion. Of course, it is your opinion. Enoch from Ada George. Well, that was by Darlington Wunju, the spokesperson of that faction of the APC, not by Emeka Beke. So, if he was speaking for his side, well, we can understand that. So no matter your level of civility with the police, you must part with something. You and I know the police. They would not release any vehicle without making money off it. Otherwise, they'll frustrate the owner. That's the system we find ourselves. Otis from Port Harcourt. Yes, Otis, I know that, which is why I brought it up, because I knew that that would be the next line, you know. The last resort would be to drop something. And it's important that people are sensitized. More importantly, that they go there knowing they're right. Let's see. Cookie Gam is my first caller for today, and he calls from Mile 3. Hello, Cookie Gam. Good afternoon.
Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sam, Mahmoud Yakubu, stay lost 2023. Sam, you know that people mobilize to vote the person of their choice. In terms of voting, there's IRF was not working again. Beavers were working again. At the end of the day, they told us they have a glitch. So if that thing has worked, you know that Mahmoud has failed Nigeria today. What is passing today is called by Mahmoud. By giving us a man that Nigeria did not vote to become our president. Having said so, Sam, I want to call the police for the first time for arresting those who that killed that girl. But it is a group of police. Either that police working everywhere. In less than 1 week or more than 1 week that they have catch those that killed that girl. Why not appreciate them? So please, I want to urge you, please, what you do for us, try and put your head out. So American concern this afternoon is the American and you and I, House of Rep, arguing for no killing. That means no killing Nigeria. Isn't the House of Rep is no killing? People are dying on daily basis everywhere in this country. We are a country that is such like Nigeria. We still woke up 200 die, 100 die, people on a daily basis. What happened? I want the US to sanction Nigeria. Let them sanction Nigeria. No Nigerian people should travel to US again. That's my prayer because let all of us because there should not be overseas, Africa, UK, and we are here dying this, do that, and that. Let them sanction Nigeria, Sam. Good afternoon, Sam.
All right, thank you very much. Lebari calls from Bori. Hello, Lebari, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brilliant brother in the temple of the church. Sam, I greet you.
Good afternoon.
According to Senator Adam Osumole, it says if you can come to APC, all your sins will be forgiven. For the fact that Professor Mahmoud, the outgoing INEC chairman, stand tall to tell the world that in Rivers State, the local government election they are conducting is illegal. How can they conduct election when there is voter registration ongoing, which means you will disenfranchise on other people and stood by it? With that, I'm forgiving all his sin he committed. Thank you very much. My name remains Lebari Akiku.
Okay. Clinton calls from Bori. Hello, Clinton. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
We are from a country where we only talk about the bad of people. We criticize people when they make mistakes, but we don't commend them when they do well. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, despite the challenges his time as INEC chairman faced, I think he performed well. It was during his time that some candidates that lacked so-called political capacity were able to win election in Nigeria, and that's what democracy gives you. People that we think that couldn't.
No, mind. All right, Clinton, call back if you can. Obed calls from Port Harcourt. Hello, Obed.
Yes, Mr. Sam, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Sam, on the issue of the former INEC chairman, I tell you, is indeed an indelible mark that have remained in the minds of Nigerians. What the man did, we cannot forget it in a hurry. A man who came on, various media stations and told Nigerians that indeed he was willing to conduct free and fair and transparent elections. In fact, his spokesperson, Festus Okoye, then was telling the Nigerian that it's going to be a real-time transmission of results. But to the greatest surprise of everyone, what we heard was a technical glitch. And that technical glitch was only for the presidential result. The technical glitch was not on any other result. That was what, surprised everybody. It's unfortunate. Nigeria will not forget Mahmoud Yakubu. Mahmoud Yakubu betrayed Nigerians. He betrayed the trust that Nigerians had on him. I recall a friend whose family was residing abroad. They came back because of that 2023 general election. Sam, I was coming back from my village around 10 p.m. After my election in our own side. I saw Nigerians outside NTA. You see a whole lot of crowd. People were waiting to cast their votes. But Mahmoud Yakubu disappointed everybody. It's unfortunate. We cannot forget him in a hurry. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, I know that you know someone who knows someone. I know a lot of people. Let me see. Up to maybe 10 that I know personally that decided they were going to vote in 2023, and many of them had not voted before then. So the pool for that election was heavy. Let's take some messages and I'll get back to the phone lines. Wala from Oibo would be my next caller. Mahmoud remains the most wasteful, corrupt, and deceitful INEC chairman. A bad memory we cannot wait to forget. Fine Mind says, where the next chairperson comes from is not a problem to me. The main issue is competence and patriotism. All right, thank you very much. Sam, greetings. The last time I checked, Nigeria Police does not generate revenue for the federal government. Checking of tinted glass permit is not the work of the Nigeria Police. How would the election be free and fair when the president is the one appointing INEC chairman? Thank God Ability Atuebu is asking. Remember the numbers to call 0817 923 0002. Wala from Oibo, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sam Oracle, the professor in the seat.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. All right. Responding to the allegation by Ted Cruz over the killings of Christians, targeted killings over the Christians. We woke up one certain December 24th. We heard that people were massacred by night in Boko local government of Plateau State, who came back to enjoy Christian the shift that is attached to it on December. Up till now, there has not been any investigation. If the investigation has commenced, there has not been any conclusion as for how those acts was carried on. This thing has happened 2 times on Christian-dominated environment. There has never anything the federal government has done to carry out some investigation over such acts. On the day the new governor of Kaduna was handed over by the former governor, that is Nasir Rufai, you hear the statement on how he decimated Christians. He not did very, very publicly. Have there been anything federal government has done over that? You also hear when Deborah was killed, and the people behind his killing was discharged because the police officer that was bringing to court are no longer what kind of nonsense is that? Up till now, there has not been anything the government has done. Then how do you think that federal United government will just make it to do? How do you think that they will say? What do you think that they will say? We Christians, how do you think that what do you think that we will say over that? Oh, we will keep on our mouth. We shut our mouth. We will not say that all of these killings we are targeted on Christians. What about our killing? Over 40 something. Over 50 something. When we begin to recall all of these incidents, then you want us to shut our mouth. We will not talk again. Oh, is that their plan?
Okay,
I even thank God for United States of America. Let me know the federal government of that, how they will defend such that such allegation is not true. Let me know the evidence that they are going to present.
Thank you, Wala. I have to take other calls. Ida calls from Nkoro. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon.
I'm pleading with the President, Bola Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to please try an incorrupt person, to appoint incorrupt person as an INEC chairman. Look, 2027, everywhere will be peaceful. Incorrupt man will do perfectly very well. My brother, I have so many professors in Incorrupt. We have many graduates. Please, try an incorrupt son. He will deliver. Please, other people have been failing us. I'm pleading with Bola Tinubu, try incorrupt person in the local government.
Ida,
we will give him perfect election, yes.
Let's assume, which I know is not going to happen because someone has been appointed, but let's assume that the president responds to your call and then appoints somebody from your community. What would that person do differently?
Differently?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you.
Tell me.
In your station, you've never heard anything bad coming from Nkoro, fight or any other thing. We have credible hands that who can deliver election perfectly, that will never disappoint. And I promise that, check 2027, if Bola Tinubu appoint an incorrupt son to be an INEC chairman in this country, that election will go very, very well.
Are you telling me that in your entire community in Koro, there's no single thief?
Thief?
Yeah.
No single thief.
No thief.
There's a single thief in your station. If you never had anything, Christ is land grabbing.
Okay, so let's assume that my station we are not as wide as we should reach, and we apologize. Is there no police in your community?
There's police in my community.
That means there is crime. As long as there's police there's thief.
No, there's no crime. You just keep it there. Anybody, you can go and do your verification in Nkoro.
Okay.
Or call anybody.
Thank you.
No crime written in Nkoro.
Thank you, Ida. I'm certain that the president will look into it. Augustus from Bori. Hello, Augustus.
I'm Mr. Augustus, calling from Bori.
Thank you for joining us. Please go ahead.
Headquarters of the Bori Kingdom.
Okay.
I agree entirely with the USF House of Rep about insecurity in Nigeria.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Chief Augustus. I apologize for that. Okay. So, Braid, I have a break right now, and I'll only be able to talk to you after the break. Please stay with us.